Hi, everyone. My name is Jim Gavio. Welcome back here to the Yon Planetarium at Penn State Barron, where we're going to talk about spring. Spring officially arrives on March 20th at 5:37 in the morning. So what does that really mean? Well, the sun's direct rays will be above the equator here on Earth, and they will continue to move northward as we get closer and closer to summer. But what can we actually see in the sky, in the daytime sky and in the nighttime sky? Well, let's start with daytime, as we usually do. And I'm going to put the glow of the sun on here. So this is right before sunset. And what we're going to see is the sun hitting the horizon. And so to do that better, I think I'm going to get rid of the glow of the sun here. We can see the sun is about to hit the horizon at around 7:30. And this is the night before the first day of spring. So remember I said that spring will arrive early the next morning on the 20th. This is March 19th. So look where the sun is setting, almost directly in the west. But you might think, well, doesn't it always set directly in the west? But it doesn't. The sun in the winter, if we were near the first day of winter, the sun would be setting way over here to the southwest. If it was the first day of summer, the sun would be setting way over here towards the northwest. But we're right in the middle here. On the first day of spring and the first day of fall is when the sun sets exactly in the west and rises exactly in the east. Those 2 days of the year only. So just a little fun fact. But a lot of people know this, as we know the sun sets different times during the year, and it shines through different windows of our houses. So we kind of know something's going on there. All right, let's bring back the glow of the sun, and we're going to move ahead later into the evening to about 9 p.m. And at 9 p.m., we have a few objects here I want to talk about. Of course, we have the moon, we have Mars, we have the constellations of Orion, and we can see part of Taurus right here that looks like the letter V. The moon just happens to be right in our drawing there. But what I would like to really talk about is this little group of stars right here. And this is known as the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters, also known as the Subaru star cluster. Yeah, Subaru. So Subaru, on the front of a Subaru car, you'll see this emblem or this group of stars. Now, most of the time, most people can see about 6 bright stars, but we call them the Seven Sisters. All right, let's go back to the southern sky a little further here. If we zoom out, we'll see our winter circle that we talked about, winter oval, winter hexagon, any of those names. The bright star Sirius, S-I-R-I-U-S, the brightest star in our night sky. But let's move all the way around to the north, because as always, we're trying to keep track of the Big Dipper to follow its movement through the months of the year. And we can see that it is starting to tip upside down, starting to dump the water out. We have 3 stars in the handle and these 4 stars in the cup or the bowl. So the water is starting to spill out here now as the Big Dipper rises even higher. Of course, as always, if you're new to the program here, you can take the 2 stars on the end of the Big Dipper and the end of the bowl, draw a straight line, and they should point you to the North Star, which is Polaris. All right, let's move over to the eastern sky and move into the early morning hours, because we have a few objects to talk about that will be rising before the sun actually rises. And here we have about 6:15 in the morning, Saturn, Jupiter, but we have more. Here we have Mercury, and I'm starting to see the glow of the sun there now getting even brighter. So it looks like the sun is about to rise. And what I'm going to do is turn off the glow so we can actually see where the sun comes up. Remember, first day of spring, sun comes up exactly in the east. So there we have it. So this is the first day of spring, 2021. And now we're off with some brighter days. Well, I hope you enjoyed our tour through the night sky. And as always, keep looking up and see what's out there. Thanks again for joining us at the On Planetarium at Penn State Barron.